Hi there, yoga friends. I'm Jen. Welcome again. The purpose of this channel is to share the beauty of yoga with you to help manage chronic pain, anxiety, and depression. Today's video is a part of a Yoga Help series where we explore postures in several different variations so that you can pick the variation that works best for you. Today's posture, Janu Sirsasana. Let's get started. I'm going to use a blanket for today's class. You want to have it folded and maybe about 10 to 20 centimeters thick. Let's come sideways onto our mats here. And for Janu Sirsasana, I like to start in a straight leg variation here, Dandasana. We're going to take the hands either side of our hips and we're going to press down through the hands and lift up through the spine. So the hips still stay on the floor here, but there's more elongation through the spine as we press down firmly through the palms. And then we're just going to simply sit back down. Now, if you notice when you're sitting like this that you are rounding through the lower spine and you're having a difficulty lifting up and finding tall, that's what we use the blanket for. So if you take the blanket underneath the hips here, just so that the sit bones can rest on the edge, then you'll find that the hips will more naturally drop forward. So if that's you, please use a blanket underneath your hips to give you that support. In Janu Sirsasana, we have one leg straight and one leg bent. So I'm going to keep the right leg straight and take the left heel either to the inside of the right knee or a little bit higher into the groin. You make that decision based on what your left knee is telling you. If it's happy in both variations, then maybe have the knee a little bit higher or the sole of the foot a little bit higher. If your left knee is not happy, taking the sole of the foot to the right leg. And if that is giving you grief for your leg, then just taking your left leg wide off to the side here. Choose a variation that's going to work best for you. For me, I'm going to keep my left heel next to the right knee. And again, take the hands next to the hips. We're going to take the gaze forward, press down through the fingertips. Roll the top of the hips back, the sit bone, or top of the hips forward and the hips back. And then we're going to sit back down. And as you do that, you should start to feel the back of the right leg really engage. Point your right toes here up towards the ceiling and then draw your toes back towards that right hip crease. Bring your fingertips forward onto the mat. Bring your focus here to the heart center and lift up through the heart. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. And then we're just going to start to walk the hands away from the hips. The torso following the fold from the hips. Palms here to the floor. Now you want to take a gaze here so that you've got length for the front and the back of the neck. And you notice I'm not going overly deep here. You don't need to go all the way down. You don't need to lay the torso all the way down to the thigh to get a nice stretch here. We're going to take about 5 to 10 breaths here as we explore this posture. Now your hands can stay on the floor here, either side of the leg, or you can hold onto the calf, the ankle, maybe the heel, and always have the shoulders drawing away. If you can come lower, we draw the face towards the shin. If you're up a little bit higher, that's fine. We're just going to work on pressing the sternum forward and drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Now, if you have a tightness or an uncomfortableness in the back of the right leg, you can bring a slight bend into that right leg and it will naturally ease over time. If that's you, you might want to hold this posture a little bit longer. So let's go ahead here and just take another 4 smooth breaths wherever you feel most comfortable. And we're just going to release down. Now, just as one more reminder, not to hold on to the tips of the toes here, as that can overstress your nerves, which would be counterproductive as we're trying to create a sense of ease and softness within the body. Just take another breath or 2 here. And to release from this posture, we're going to start by drawing the navel to the spine and then extend the fingertips forward. Slight arch to the spine as we raise the hands high and reach to the fingertips and then lower the hands down. Let's try the other side. So we'll extend the left leg here and give your thighs and maybe your knees a little bit of a gentle rub down. We'll start in Dandasana again, hands either side of the hips, gaze forward, press down through the palms, tilt the front of the hips forward and sit bones back, and then sit down, release the hands. Keeping the left leg straight, draw the right sole of the foot either to that left inside knee or to the inner groin. Again, it depends on the health of your right knee. We'll drop that outer right thigh towards the floor, and you can maybe give yourself a little bit of a massage there on the thigh to help encourage that. And then we'll move into the posture. So the hands here again, either side of the hips. We're going to press down, tilt the hips forward, the sit bones back, sit back down, find that lengthening through the left leg, toes point to the ceiling, and then slightly back towards that left hip crease. Fingertips rest here just in front of the right shin and near the left knee. Let's lift up through the heart center, draw the shoulders away from the ears, and again walk the hands away from your body, maintaining the tallness of your spine and folding from the hips. We come to wherever you feel natural in the posture here. Again, you will get closer to the thigh as you soften. If you feel happy to do so, I always invite my students to close their eyes and then start to develop this deeper sense of awareness within. You can think about it as deepening a sense of pratyahara, which is where we let the senses sort of drop away and really focus on the inward sensations of the body. Now, any sort of modifications that you needed to make on the first side, you can do here either by just bending that left knee and having the rib cage here laying down. So if you are particularly sore in your lower back, you have any back issues, keeping a nice bend in your knee here can be a great way to support that while still getting a stretch through the hammy and the calf and the back. So we just lay the torso down. The hands can take hold of the ankle, the heel, or the calf, not the toes. And again, we soften, making length for both the front and the back of the neck, equal distance. Let's take 4 more breaths here. To release from this posture, we draw the navel back to the spine first. Extend the fingertips forward, raise the gaze, and then raise the hands high, reach to the fingertips. Exhale and lower your hands here. We'll stretch both legs out in front, give your knees a little bounce, and there you go. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions about the practice that we did today, please let me know and I will help talk you through them. You can match today's practice or yoga help with the video Finding Flow, which will be around here as a link somewhere for you today. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful rest of your day.